be wary of people who take a lot of selfies or even just a lot of photos of themselves and share it on social media. And that goes for both people you're dating and even your friends. You'll find that quite often these people tend to be a bit narcissistic in some form or even just self-absorbed. They tend to be people who want to receive a lot of attention and validation on social media, so they post a lot of selfies or photos of themselves hoping to receive that validation from others. And this creates a few problems. One, well, you don't want to surround yourself with people who are self-absorbed like that because they don't make for good friends. But in terms of romantic relationships, these people tend to be a pain to date. It's going to be very tricky and often it'll be a bad time for you. The reason why is because people who are self-absorbed like this, who post a lot of selfies and receive attention and validation for it, they tend to have higher chances of cheating on you because they're receiving all this outside attention. They will kind of view you as being replaceable because of all their followers who are telling them every day how attractive they are, and some of them may even be saying that they would love to be that person's boyfriend or girlfriend. So you just want to avoid that situation if you can. You don't want to put yourself in that kind of, you just don't want to put yourself in that situation. It's not good. Avoid it as much as possible. You don't want to be seen as easily replaceable just because that person has all these options, or at least they view them as being a ton of options, even though odds are probably less than 1% of their followers are actually good partners, high quality partners. So if you're high quality, they probably won't be capable of recognizing it until you're gone, and by then it'll be too late. So they're going to see all of their followers as potential replacements for you, even when they're dating you. So avoid that situation. There's an interesting thing here psychologically where quite often people who are attractive tend to have a bit of an easier time in life. They tend to be able to use their looks to skate through life. And this leads to a very bad phenomenon, which is they often won't be as high quality personality-wise as others because they don't ever really need to work on their personality. They're able to skate through life by their looks alone, so they never feel the need to work on their personality at all. Why should they? If they're always getting what they want because of their appearance, then they have no incentive whatsoever to work on themselves because, I mean, we all know putting in work on yourself is very difficult and it's not always fun, but it definitely pays off. But these people aren't going to want to put in that level of effort and time because they just don't need to, or at least according to them they won't, because they'll be able to get the things they want just off of their appearance. So that's the situation that ends up playing out quite often. And also, all that attention and validation is probably going to go to their head at some point. Very few people have worked on themselves enough to be able to resist that. And if they're attractive, the odds of them having put in that work are really low, like I already mentioned. So they're probably going to be a bit self-absorbed to some level. So you just want to avoid that. You don't want to be dating someone who wants you to put them on a pedestal just because they have all these followers doing that. You want to avoid that. And also, another interesting thing here is that quite often these people are going to be a bit insecure to some level. That's why they want all that attention and validation from other people. They haven't worked on themselves enough to be able to validate themselves, to not need that external attention. So that's another thing that you want to avoid. All the healthiest partners out there are people who have put in some form of work to not need as much attention or validation from other people. Now, I'm not going to say that they're completely devoid of that insecurity, but they will have at least worked on it to some extent, at least enough to the point where they don't feel the need to take a lot of selfies or photos of themselves, especially scantily clad ones, just to receive attention and validation from their followers. So, for the most part, these people are better off ignored, avoided completely. You just don't want to be spending time around people who are that self-absorbed, because also they'll lead to annoying tendencies like them always wanting you to take photos of them and that sort of thing. So just avoid them. You'll be a lot happier. So, and that goes for people you're dating and your friends as well. Just make sure you surround yourself with people who are actually good influences on you and people who actually truly care about you, genuinely care about you. Not people who just want you in their life for vain reasons. Anyway, I hope this video helped you, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Arrivederci.